In the grand halls of the Zyrene Empire's capital ship, adorned with floating crystal chandeliers and humming with soft atmospheric music, Empress Valari stood still, tall, ethereal, and draped in robes that shimmered like starlight. Her gaze was distant as nobles from across galaxies mingled around her, paying respects and offering hollow words. Beside her, in a hovering wheelchair-like pod made of luminous alloy, sat her daughter, Princess Kalira, paralyzed from the waist down since birth. Though intelligent and kind-hearted, Kalira was often hidden from the public eye, as Zyrene customs viewed physical imperfection as a shameful burden. Tonight, however, everything changed. As part of a political agreement, the Empress had allowed humans, recent additions to the Galactic Alliance, to host a portion of the diplomatic banquet. A small team from Earth, including chefs, musicians, and servers, had been invited aboard. One of them, a human waiter named Eli Carter, caught Kalira's eye. Eli was young, probably in his 20s, and wore a standard black vest and white shirt. But his smile, genuine, unafraid, and gentle, was what made Kalira tilt her head curiously. Unlike the others, he didn't avert his eyes when he saw her. Instead, he grinned, bowed playfully, and continued with his work. Minutes later, a soft waltz began to play, and alien couples glided across the polished obsidian floors. Kalira sat still, watching, longing in her heart but resigned to never join in. Then, something incredible happened. Eli approached her, slowly and respectfully. He kneeled beside her pod, looked her in the eyes, and in perfect Zyrene dialect said, "May I have this dance, princess?" The room fell silent. Gasps echoed. All movement stopped as an earthling, a species barely accepted into civilized galactic society, dared to speak to royalty. The nobles sneered. Advisors looked to the Empress in panic. But Empress Valari didn't speak. She watched, rigid, intrigued. Kalira blinked, her lip trembling, and nodded. With a flick of a button, her hoverpod activated its dance mode, something built but never used. Eli took her gloved hand in his, placed the other gently on her shoulder, and guided the pod into the rhythm of the music. They danced, not as a princess and a servant, but as two souls, free, smiling, joyful. And in that moment, Empress Valari felt a sharp crack inside the fortress of her heart. For decades she had ruled with logic, power, and cold diplomacy. She had hidden her daughter from the world to preserve her legacy. But this human had done in minutes what centuries of advisors couldn't. He made her daughter feel seen. Tears welled in Valari's eyes, something unheard of among Zyrene royalty. She took a step forward, then stopped, watching her daughter laugh freely for the first time in years. The Empress knew then, humanity was not a weak, primitive race. They were something far more dangerous and beautiful, they felt. And in that ballroom, beneath the glow of distant stars, an empress's heart changed forever.